So people pleaser versus defiant a-hole. What I mean by that is when you come from a toxic, dysfunctional family, we always talk about people who become people pleasers, right? But I always talk about being a defiant scapegoat. So my narcissistic mother, she used to always say, like, she used to be like, oh, Joshua, you just do that to get on my nerves. You say that to get on my nerves, or whatever the case may be, right? So I was like half and half. At moments, I would do things to, because when you come from these type of families and these type of parents, if you don't fall in line in certain instances, then you get punished, right? So I was the one child who was super defiant. And it wasn't only me being defiant with my family, it was me being defiant with authority in general. So my problem wasn't truly like people pleasing. My problem was I internally knew something was off with my mom, on top of the fact that I knew that I didn't really respect authority in general. So I would deal with the authority and I would kind of wait for them to say whatever they had to say, whether it was teachers, whether it was people at work, or whatever the case may be. And I would just automatically go against them. So this was partially the reason why I was probably labeled a troublemaker. Plus, I used to get into a lot of fights. But it was mainly because like people was targeting me for whatever reason, for the most part, especially in elementary, all the way up until I left school or whatever the case may be. But yeah, comment below if you had that problem where you weren't like a chronic people pleaser, like they talk about people who come from dysfunctional families. Like you were very defiant, but instead of being super a people pleaser, you went on the completely other side of the spectrum where you started to like just go against people just because you're so used to, like, internally you don't know what's going on. You don't know you're being scapegoated. You don't know you're being manipulated, but internally you know you don't agree with what they're saying, but you don't know why you don't agree with them, but you just don't agree with them. You feel what I'm saying? And obviously if I had the knowledge behind it, then I could say like, oh, this is why X, Y, and Z. But I'm just young, learning, don't know about manipulation, don't know about narcissism, don't know about none of that stuff. So we live and learn, but that's just something I look back on. So my goal as an adult is to become selectively defiant. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna lie, I was out of pocket sometimes. But I think it's like a defense mechanism from people really just, I'm trying to tell you, like, I don't want to sound like a victim, but like people just targeting me since I was in like elementary school. So it was always like a defense mechanism. So my goal after, dealing with, while breaking generational curses has always been to like find that balance to determine like, find that balance. Don't people please, and also don't just go against people because you're so used to people acting a certain way towards you. You feel me?